Well, hello, everybody. I am so glad to see you. We had so much fun last week because we had a lot of people who were actually participating in the conversation on the chat, and we really appreciated that. So, who knows if that'll happen today or not, but we are here as this is Lighting the Way with Beth Green and friends are waiting in the, what do they call that? The wings of the stage for to be called on. And they have no idea what I'm going to be talking about today, but they caught a glimpse when I had the first image up, and it said, "How do you want your life to feel right now?" Mm, mm. So I don't know if any of you ever read the descriptions that I write. I put a lot of time and effort into them, and I don't think anybody ever reads them. But it helps me to think about what it is that I'm actually want to do. And so, we all know about what's going on in our nation. And, we're living in a time of economic and social uncertainty. We're also living at a time of increasing authoritarianism, there is cruelty, there's deportations, there's a lot of people suffering, right? And so I was like, well, I'm asking myself, well, how do I want my life to feel right now? And I'm asking you the question. So I am definitely going to be looking forward to people's participation on the show. If you put your comment in the comments, as well as my cohorts who will be coming on later. But I have been stuck with this question all day. How do I want my life to feel? And I know I don't want my life to feel like utter turmoil, despair, angst, upset, stomach churning constantly. So that is definitely not what I want to feel. And, our lives feel like what we feel. When we feel happy, life feels pretty good. When we're unhappy, it doesn't matter what we have, what we own, what our position is in society. When we feel unhappy, life feels unhappy. So when I said, what do you want your life to feel like right now? What I'm really asking you is, how do you want to feel now? And so, as I mentioned before, we already know there's a lot of terrible things happening in our society, but we don't want to feel terrible all the time. Who knows? I could die tomorrow and I spent the last day of my life being angry. I don't think so. So, I want to stay determined and I want to stay focused and I want to keep doing what I can. But what do I want to feel? So, now I'm going to talk to you about me for a while, just to give you the idea of what I'm really talking about here, because it's not as simple as it sounds. And then I'll bring on my guests. And if you would like to share in the comments, like on Facebook, you just share it in the comments. If you are on my public Facebook page, I will see your comments. And if you are on YouTube, I guess if you put it in the live chat, I will see your answers too. So, what do you want your life to feel right now? How do you want your life to feel right now? And so I asked myself, how do I want my life to feel right now so I could make a genuine introduction to this program that's meaningful and that's talking about something real from the inside. And I went through this whole thing, and it's been fascinating because I've spent the whole day thinking about this kind of while I was doing other things. And I know that I want to feel alive. Now, that may sound simple to some of you. Well, of course, you feel alive, you are alive. But see, I'm not. I am, but I'm not. Meaning that I've been chronically ill pretty much all of my life, and I don't often feel alive. I often feel half dead, half asleep, just suppressed, low, in bed, can't stay awake. That is not feeling alive. And so a lot of that has to do with wanting to have better health. So I want my life to feel healthy. I want me to feel alive. I'm going to get into this in a minute, how that works and how this may apply to you, not in the same thing, but in the same, whatever your version is. So one of the things that I've discovered is that when James and I, because James is my husband and he's also a member of our team here, when we go to certain places, I do feel more alive. And I'm thinking, oh my God, I want to feel that way. I hate the way I feel. I just hate it. I hate the way I feel. Now, people who are in chronic pain or have chronic fatigue or who are depressed or, battered by their own emotional ups and downs. I mean, there's a lot of people, or who are in prison or going through a divorce. I mean, you guys might not feel so great either, right? So I said, okay, so when we go to certain places, I feel more alive. Well, so let's move, right? Sounds easy, doesn't it? No, it isn't. Right now, it isn't easy to move. The housing market, and there are other things that involve other people that are involved with our housing that I have no control over. So I can't move. So okay, so I want my life to feel like I'm alive. And I can't seem to do that if I'm living where I live and I can't move. So what does that feel like? Well, that feels like my life is frustrating. It's miserable. I'm upset. So today when I was thinking about that, I thought, well, I can just go full speed ahead and somehow trust that I'm going to be able to move. But I know that's not possible. So I said, well, maybe I need to feel that I can get better without moving. Well, I've been trying that. You think I haven't tried that? I have tried for over 4 years to get better without moving. I tried this, I tried that. Are you relating to maybe not health, but something else in your life? Oh, I've tried this, I've tried that. And no matter what I try, uh, I'm not getting better. So here it is. First, I wanted to feel alive. Then I wanted to move. Now I realize I need to get better. And what do you think all of this adds up to? A big zero, a big disappointment, right? And I started to think today, well, you know what I really want is to be happy. That's the most important thing, is to be happy. Well, I think I need to have all of those things to be happy. I need to at least feel alive or not be in all this pain or not. So I can't be happy. Well, so what I found myself feeling is like I just can't ever be my life is not going to feel the way I want it to. Not to speak of the fact that I want to be part of a revolution of kindness. I want to see the end of the administration that we have. I want to put whatever energies I have into doing that. So I said, well, that hasn't happened yet. Well, I can't be happy. I can't be happy then either. I just can't be happy because, you know, I get up in the morning and his face is still staring at me from the internet. So, we have a comment from Jeffrey. He says, good evening from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Good going, Jeffrey. Thank you for telling us where you are from. Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Well, I'm from Brooklyn, New York, and then Queens. So we were practically neighbors. Now we live in Oregon. So that's quite a bit. So here it is. I'm I'm unhappy about this. I'm unhappy about that. I'm unhappy. I'm unhappy. I'm unhappy. I'm unhappy. I don't want my life to feel unhappy. I want it to feel happy. So I said, well, I know how my life would feel happier. It would feel happier if I could move. And I don't even know that I would get well. I only think I would. I would feel happier if I had some energy and could get out of bed before 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Uh, or not fall asleep directly after breakfast. I would be happier if I could get out there more and there were more people listening to my programs. I would, uh, so by the time you get done with all of this, I'm really tired, right? So now what does this add up to? This adds up to goals are dumb. Now, everybody tells you you need to have goals, right? I mean, everybody but me. They say, oh, you need to have a goal. And then you have to set yourself up for success. And you have to tell yourself that you're going to succeed. And then you've got to, and then you have to find somebody to blame when this doesn't happen. So, you have to blame yourself probably because you didn't visualize clearly enough, or you weren't clear about your goal, or you picked the wrong goal, whatever. See, and I think goals are kind of silly. Now, here's what I actually think. I think you need to have a goal. Like, my goal is to get to the toilet before I pee. Now, that's a big goal in my world. You know what I mean? Can I get to the toilet before I pee on myself and on the floor? So you could say, well, that's a goal that I'm really working towards. And sometimes I do it, sometimes I don't do it. But if I don't do it, am I going to be unhappy? You see the problem with goals? The problem with goals is you set yourself up to have to achieve something in order to feel satisfied with yourself. My goal is to become an opera star. The fact that I have no voice and can't stay on pitch is irrelevant. Or my goal is to be a great mother, or my goal is to be the best physical therapist on the planet, or my goal is to become more intuitively guided, or my goal is to be a better wife. My goal, my goal, my goal. Well, we have a philosophy called intention and allowance. I can intend from today to next year, but I have to be in allowance of what the universe is going to co create with me. But I don't want to get into co creation tonight. Maybe sometime I will. I just really want to talk about. I realized as I was going through cleaning up for the show tonight. I don't always clean. I don't always have the energy to clean up. Sometimes I come on a dirty robe, but fortunately you can't tell. But I was cleaning up for tonight's show. Got out of bed. I was thrilled that I was able to get out of bed at 5 o'clock. And I thought about this stuff. And I thought, not only do I have to stop trying to get well and trying to move, I have to stop trying to be happy. Is anybody feeling pissed off at me? I don't mean that I don't want to be happy, but it's exhausting to constantly be working on being happy or being fulfilled or being more intuitive or being healthier. I keep seeing these videos with these people who said, I've been ill for decades and I got better in 4 months. And it's something that I've already tried over and over and over. And I said, well, I have been sick for almost 80 years and I'm not getting better. I'm getting older and I'm getting worser. So good for you, bully for you. See, all these people, they get up and they talk, they're supposed to be inspiring you, but it makes me feel worse about myself because I have failed to achieve my goal of getting healthy. So when I say I even need to let go of the goal of being happy, I want to do the things that make me happy. And one of those things is letting go of all these goals that I've created for myself. Now, goals can be useful. I would like to get to work. See, I work for myself in my home, but nevertheless, I still need to get there on time. So I'd like to get to work on time because I'm more likely to keep my job. So if I do that, so that would be good. I think I'd like that. So I would like to do that, and I make an effort to do that. But if I make it my goal, you know, if I don't do it, maybe I'm really emotionally ill and I can't get up. Am I going to hate myself forever for what I can't do? How am I going to be happy if I'm always beating myself up for not fulfilling some goal? So now I'm going to tell you an alternative, which I have shared with my friends before, but maybe this will help. And it all started maybe 45 years ago. I was trying to do yoga with this body. I was trying to do yoga. Now, so I went to a yoga class, right? and I was in the first class, and I couldn't do very much. But it was better than when I had gone to gym when I was 7 years old, because then I couldn't do anything. Okay, so I did a little bit, and then everybody else went on to yoga too. But I didn't go on to yoga two because I still couldn't do what everybody was doing in yoga one. Okay, Muhammad says, with no money, food, and clothing, one cannot be content with anything. Well, I totally understand that, Muhammad. I totally understand that. But if I'm not trying to pretend that I can be, I don't want to make that into a goal. Like I should be content even though I have no money, food, or clothing. But maybe I will have a moment of looking at the sunrise or meeting somebody on the street and saying hi and getting a hug from a friend. Maybe I'll actually find things. So, Mohammed, I need to see if there is anything that I enjoy in life. And I'm not making it a goal, but I'm going to try to enjoy it. So back to the thing I was describing. So in yoga, I was trying to bend over, and so I heard the inner voice, right, that guides me, and I said, I cannot reach my knees with my arms after 2 years of doing beginning yoga, and I felt really bad about it. And God, or the inner voice, said to me, Beth, it may be more of a stretch for you to reach your knees than it is for the person next to you to put their hand flat on the ground. And I never forgot that. I never forgot that. Because you see, maybe it takes more for me to get out of bed at 5 o'clock in the afternoon than it takes you to get up at 7 in the morning. And if I judge myself because of that, then I've ruined everything. And that may be true people on an emotional level who can't. Maybe some people can be um, find contentment in whatever state they're in. And I say more power to you, but I'm not going to criticize people who can't do that. It may be more of a stretch for them just to stay alive and not kill themselves. So what I learned was, don't strive, stretch. And what that means is, don't try to reach an external goal that you have given yourself or that the society has given you. And it's really hard because, as kids, we get, oh, if you get all A's, you're going to get 4 candy bars. Well, uh, I didn't get any candy bars, but that would have ruined whatever health I had. But I mean, we get these rewards for some external goal, or where everybody's going to look up to you, or you're going to get into Harvard as it used to be. And so we're always striving for something that we have decided we need in order to be happy. So instead of striving for those externally created goals. So let's say I'm saying I'm striving to reach the floor. But if I just stretch, I lean over and I stretch as much as I can today, then I am stretching. I am not striving. And that's what I need to do. Every day is a stretch. Maybe it's a stretch to be happy. Maybe it's a stretch to be happy because you just lost a child or a dog or a parent. Maybe it's a stretch to be happy because you've been nabbed by ICE and thrown into a detention center. There's a lot of reasons that it may not be easy, but how can I stretch myself to find something that I can be happy about? Or if that's what I want to achieve, if I want to experience more happiness in my life, then I need to be stretching. So I take care of my health the best I can. I eat right, and I have for years. I mean, years. I stopped drinking 43 years ago. I don't smoke. I don't eat sugar. I've lived a very clean life, and this is what I've got. And I should be happy that I've done all those things, because other people are dying because they abused their bodies when I was desperately trying to take care of mine, just so that I might be able to function a little bit. So, yes, I am aging and I probably will continue to decline. And no, it doesn't look like I'm going to be able to move, but you never know. That could happen. But in the meantime, if I want to be happy, if I want my life to feel fulfilling, then I find the things that really feel fulfilling to me, that do make me happy. And I stretch. I do as much as I can. And that's it. And if I can't, I'm not going to beat myself up for that either. So I don't know if this makes any sense to any of you, but I'm going to invite you on now. So let's go with the guys. Here we go. We have Todd Benton. Again, I screwed that up. Okay. Then we have James Maynard.
Oh,
And finally, we have Lizzie Treehart.
Hi there.
So, everybody, you guys,
The Three Musketeers.
exactly. And I appreciate you so much. Having you show up is always a good thing. And what do you want your life to feel like? And think about the things that I said. It's like letting go of this and then letting go of that and letting go of that without giving up. You don't give up.
Mhm.
You just let go of that it has to happen. And in terms of yourself, don't beat yourself up for what you can't do. Just keep stretching. Okay, who feels like coming on first? Todd.
I can go back to last week. So I gave them the article about sugar and I let it go.
Oh.
I'm not going to stress out about it anymore. I mean, it's their life, I've given them the information, and it's like the goal was to do what I could, and I've done what I can, and let it go.
Right. Okay. So Todd was talking about that he was all stressed out because his kids were eating sugar and he was trying to get them to
drinking, especially drinking the sodas. That's whatever
it is that they're imbibing sugar.
Mm-hmm.
And it's terrible for their health. And so he had to let go of the goal of making them stop.
Exactly.
Because you don't want your life to feel like like Mr. Stressville.
Right. And a failure. Like, that's all I'm going to be bumping up against is I didn't achieve the goal. 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 And that is the paradox and challenge or problem with goals. If it's something that, like you said, I love what you're saying about stretching, because if it's something that causes you to go beyond your perceived or imagined limitations and it's not hurting yourself, then I think that's a good thing. It helps to help you stretch to reach something that you might have thought previously was unattainable. And
wait, let me just add this before you go on.
Yeah.
Maybe you can't stretch as much today as you did yesterday,
right,
or the week before.
Because we're like rubber bands, and we, you stretch too far, you're going to break.
That's right. But even maybe just like you're aging or you're having a problem or something like that, and you cannot do that. So it's not like, oh, okay, you keep going beyond the way you were going. So I just wanted to add that caveat to what you were saying, because I love what you're saying.
And I think that's great. And I have not been a person that has taken that approach in life. I've been very goal driven, and I achieved my goal, I'm awesome, or I didn't achieve a goal, I suck. So that's been my motto, and it's just, you never really feel like, how do you want to feel in your life right now? Well, when you're on the high, you feel great for about 5 minutes, and then, so if you want to feel calm, you want to feel peaceful, you want to feel good, Lizzie, you might want to mute because we can hear all the stuff going on in the background. That if I want to feel good, if I want to feel peaceful, if I want to feel calm, if I want to feel connected, then I need to let go of those things, those.
And then not even expect that then you will feel peaceful, calm, and connected.
You're right.
Without
Yeah,
the expectations, but you're doing the things that you know help you in that direction. And
yes.
that's as good as it gets.
And all the things on the physical plane that I know I can do, like exercising, that definitely makes me feel better. And, just taking care of myself, getting enough sleep, those kind of things.
Yeah.
And those are goals too. But, okay, so I didn't get a great night's sleep last night because I woke up in the middle of the night and I couldn't go back to sleep. You don't stress over it. You just go, okay, got it.
Exactly.
I'll take a nap tomorrow, or I'll figure something out,
Or you'll be tired.
Right. Exactly.
You'll fall on your face.
Right. Not unknown to you, right?
Right? No,
As you were
just,
saying.
just don't drive a big truck.
Right. Yes. So I should probably let someone else talk.
No, that's great. I really enjoyed your sharing. So who feels like they're not? By the way, Lizzie, I don't. It looks like you're going out tonight, so that's very cool. No, doesn't it look like
Right.
she's all dressed up going to?
Yeah, it does.
Okay,
I like the color.
yeah, I do too. Okay, James, you had your hand up.
Yeah. Well, originally I thought I wanted to feel secure.
Yes.
Didn't want to feel anxious and insecure, that sort of thing. But actually, the more I thought about it, uh, I want to feel loved and cared about, and have people in my life that I love and care about, and they love and care about me.
Hmm.
And I'm fortunate that I do have people like that in my life, and
Mhm.
so especially you. And so that's the top priority for me, and how I want to feel.
And sometimes you won't feel that,
That's right. Sometimes I won't.
but then you get to figure out whether you've created the problem or it's really there.
And I can also tell myself, well, even though it doesn't feel like a very loving situation right now, I know that as a background factor, there is love. Like
Mm.
that person loves me, even if it doesn't feel like it right now.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's nice. Very good. That's
Yeah.
good. So you mean you don't have to achieve stardom in your life?
No, no, I'd rather be loved. And also, if the person in my immediate vicinity isn't loving or caring at the time, I still have the knowledge that there are people in my extended family who do love and care about me. And so that just makes me feel good inside.
That's right.
Feel loved and cared about.
And you still have a dog.
And I have a devoted dog,
Right.
loves to be with me, follows me everywhere. Yeah, I feel loved all the time by my doggie.
And then, even then, dogs get into a mood and they're not going to listen to you. So then you don't feel loved.
Yeah, I feel ignored.
Right. Right. So then you can laugh about that too. I
But I
don't
know that deep down she still cares about me.
Right. There it is. Very good. Okay. Lizzie, are you ready?
Uh, I don't know. Nothing's come to me. I mean, I feel like I'll say something and it's like, maybe that's not it.
Well, maybe that's what you're going to get. Maybe you're going to get that's not it. But the question is, what do you want your life to feel like now? And you can remember that is the beginning question. I've been giving you the
Okay.
answer.
So, yeah. So satisfied.
Oh, satisfied. That's like after a meal, you either feel stuffed or you then are hungry again. And where is that moment where you haven't overeaten or or you're not having cramps or that you feel really satisfied and then and you're not getting hungry again. Yeah. Boy, that's not so easy, is it?
No, because that's not just, eating the right foods as we're changing, going to a plant-based diet and learning how to eat that way. Satisfied with my new job. Satisfied with my health and getting enough sleep, or satisfied with, I'm definitely not satisfied with what's going on in the world, but, or at least in this country. But, it's like you got to let it go. I know, I can only do so much, but I'm not going to change what laws are passed that I don't agree with. If I don't like it, then I don't know how to feel satisfied.
Well, you have to feel satisfied with your life by the things that you do every day without the outcomes. As long as you're still fighting the good fight, you can feel satisfied. As long as you're not giving up, you can feel satisfied. You were talking about your health. Well, you can't control your health. You can only do so much. You can do so much to make yourself better, and that's it. And that's what you get. You're satisfied with yourself, not with the externals.
Mm,
So that's how you feel satisfied.
okay.
You say, wow, I did what I could today.
Yeah.
I actually walked today. Or that isn't true for me today, but I mean, like that. I did this show in order to try to help people to fight back against what's going on. Or, um, I gave solace to somebody. Wow, I can feel that. Or I tried my best to do this. That's how we get satisfied, which means we honor everything, including our limitations.
Mm.
And we can also become satisfied by seeing what other people are doing. Oh, I'm satisfied to see that so many people are fighting the administration, that they haven't all given up, and I haven't either. So I can feel satisfied. This is a day well spent. I cannot help all the pain that everyone is in, but that was true before. People around the world have been in pain forever.
It's true.
And I'll do what I can. And I'm satisfied with that. So if you create a goal, you won't be satisfied, because even if you achieve it, it's like disappears, like Todd was saying. So I hope that this is helpful to you, help you to start thinking differently.
Mm. And it has.
Good. So I'm satisfied. So I'm happy. I'm happy that I've seen my friends tonight. So, is there anything more that any one of you wants to say, or anybody uh, online want to put in the chat about what you want your life to feel like right now? And please don't hesitate. And if you don't, that's okay too. I'm not going to get upset because you haven't shared something that makes me feel like I'm important, uh, and you've written in, and wow, that means somebody thinks I'm great, right? No, I'm not going to wait for that. I'm going to, right now, what I'm doing is there's an invisible energy called qi, which is life force. And the Chinese call it qi. Or like in qigong or other kinds of systems, it's life force, prana maybe. And and we have, yeah, Tai Chi. Okay, Karen says, Cal and at peace. I don't know what Cal means. Oh, calm. Oh my goodness. So
Oh, wow.
Karen wants her life to feel calm and at peace. I am with you, Karen, and I hope that this show has helped you to know that you can move towards that. And Cindy said, been ages since you've popped up on my feed. And she said, peace always. Cindy, it's wonderful to see you. You can't wait for me to pop up on your feed. If in theory, if you follow my Facebook page, my public page, then you're supposed to be notified when I'm on. But Facebook doesn't do that. I think YouTube does if you tell them to notify if you're on YouTube. So come look for me. I would love that. And peace. Yeah. So Karen wants calm and peace, and Cindy wants peace, and I do too. And I get peace from knowing that I have done everything that I can to make the world a better place today. And it may be very little, but if I've done everything I can, and if I haven't done everything I can, I need to find a way to be at peace with myself even then, or I will never become at peace, and I will always be judging myself by some standard. And what I like to do is I like to ask myself why I didn't do something that would have made me feel good about myself. You see, it's not about living up to some standard. Oh, I want to do this. I have done my best today so I can prove that I'm a great person. No, 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 no. I want to do what I can today because that makes me feel calm and at peace. That's the way it is. And I hope when I die, I feel at peace that I've done everything I can to make my contribution and to enjoy my life because I also need that. So, well, thank you all. Does anyone else want to share something before we close? I want to remind you guys, we live stream on YouTube and Facebook. If you're on my public page, please give it a thumbs up. No, Facebook, give it a like or a love, and follow my page. If you're on my personal page, I don't see your comments, so try to come to my uh, public page. And if you're on YouTube, please give me a thumbs up and uh, subscribe to my channel, to this channel, and click the notification button so we'll let you know. So YouTube lets you know when we're here. And share this program if you know somebody who needs to think about what they want in their life and how they need and could change to maybe find more calm and peace, more satisfaction, more happiness, more relaxation, from which place we can all do more. So I was going to give you some chi, which is the life force energy that I'm talking about. And so I'm closing. You may not feel a thing, and that is perfectly okay. Or you may feel it because I'm sending, for some reason, I have some life force. I'm usually half dead, so I don't have it, but right now I do. And it's coming through my hands to you, to every one of you. Yes, so please come back next Wednesday to Lighting the Way with Beth Green and friends. And who knows what we'll be talking about then. And I'm going to put on our closing music and say goodbye.